Good morning, I love you. It is Thursday. Ooh, you see that little pop in? Bam! I'm back. Ooh. One more time. Bam! It's your pal Day 9. Happy Thursday. How are you? I had a rough go of things when I was trying to draft on Tuesday. Actually did some of, gosh, how do I describe this? You know how when you're young and you have like a crush and you're just like, oh, I just can't stop thinking about her. There's the negative version of that when you've been losing at a game where you are trying to win and you just can't stop thinking, what could I have done? What is that? Oh, God. And I feel like some of that is conscious and some of that is subconscious, right? Some of that is subconscious. I'm hoping that I can improve upon some of my drafting techniques for today because I think that one of the drafts, I felt like we had a good deck and we just didn't get there. We had some land drawing errors with some good keeps. But I do feel like that, for the most part, I feel a little out of my depth in M21 drafting. I shouldn't say out of my depth. It's an experience thing. It's an experience thing. Whenever a set first comes out, I tend to draft right when the set comes out as a way to just kind of enjoy the brand new cards. And a lot of people do this as well. And no one has had experience playing the set, and I think that I function pretty well in that sort of environment, where if everyone's brand new, I think that I'm probably a little above average at composing decks with no knowledge of and no experience. But as time's gone on, people start to learn more and more and more about key cards and certain archetypes. You know, like, I might be evaluating something relatively simply, which is like, oh, I am in need of 4-drops, and this seems like a good 4-drop here. Ooh, I don't have enough 2-drops, so we're going to take some really basic bears. Like, these are the kinds of things that when I first sit down at the set, I think I'm pretty good at picking up on. But like an experienced drafter might say, this is the key 4-drop to enable this archetype. And I'm not thinking that much about archetypes. I'm just like thinking about like curves and do I have enough removal spells? Do I have enough creatures? You know, stuff like this. So I wanna go back and draft again. I'm not having very much fun in standard and historic. I'm going to just be playing drafts for a little bit. And by the way, despite the fact that I'm saying I'm not really having fun, I've played Magic forever. There are plenty of times where I've gone, I'm not enjoying this too much. And the beauty of Magic is that there's not just one format, there's all these different ways to play. So I sort of tend to move among them. Before I do, I want to see how everyone's doing today. Nomadic Influences that you could be drafting M21 was just the notification I needed today. I feel like we're on very similar life challenge paths right now, and hearing you talk about yours makes me feel better about mine. So thanks for what you do. P.S. I dig the Slay the Spire music. Oh yeah, Slay the Spire is the greatest. How's everyone else doing? Oh my gosh, we got Average Game Guy. Hey, I saw your reply email this morning. That's fantastic. Average Game Guy, if I'm understanding correctly, a story that you wrote is going to be part of a published compilation. And that's so tight. And I want to ask you some more about it. And please correct me if I'm wrong. So very accurate. Okay, I want to ask you more about that. As you can see, I'm about to do some serious business, but the Average Game Guy pinged me about this anthology that was going on. And I suggested that I had some questions and inquiries. I suggested that next time Average Game Guy's here, that we talk about it here because I love talking about projects. And there's a lot of people here who are writers, creatives, both professional and amateur, you know, people that just write for the joy of writing, create for the joy of creating, that sort of thing. And so I have some things I want to ask you about with respect to that. And I'm absolutely not going to fucking do it now. I'm in a game, dude. Come on. Yeah. Also, if any of you are having a bit of a struggle time, don't worry. Come here, hang out, we'll have a great time. I'm having a little bit of too much stuff, too much stress going on right now. So you know what? Taking tomorrow off. How responsible am I? All right, let's take a look at what we have. Okay, we have Baron Talarian Archmage. It's a very good tempo card, and I understand tempo plays very well. I can play this and bounce something. Or if the game is going on long, I can play this and bounce one of my own permanents and return it. That feels good. Griffin Airy is one of the life gain payoffs. If I invested in this, and I got enough lifelink, it would be good. And here's an experience thing. Let me click this because I want to confirm. This is what I mean by experience. If I am just sitting down, I'm saying, I have no idea if I'm going to get any life gain cards. This is not a good pick because I need to make sure that I have the enablers for it before I pick this. Or an experienced M21 drafter might go, this is a good one to pick early so that I can build around it. You'll notice Baron Talarian Archmage doesn't need any extreme archetype support. It's just a good card all on its own. Other things that are reasonable, Obsessive Stitcher on the reanimation plan. There's quite a bit of good blue. Not really much good white here. Dressing Tyrannodons there. Okay, we see Riddle Form, which is a good one. We see that the rare was taken from the pack. I'm going to try to think out loud a lot. There's a Shock here, which is very nice to have. Watcher of the Spheres. Creature spells with flying cost 1 less to cast. One other flying creature enters. It gets +1/+1 till end of turn. We also have Riddle Form. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have this become a 3/3 Flappin' Sphinx. I really like Watcher of the Spheres. I also really like Shock. I also really like Seasoned Hallowblade. I'm not 100% sure of which one I should pick. Probably the Seasoned Hallowblade is actually the best one here, but I do like Watcher of the Spheres. I do like blue-white flyers, and this is me, I think, being a little bit crutchy, relying on archetypes I understand enough. What do you think? Should I get the Seasoned Hallowblade? Our Indestructible Battler? I've had a lot of success with this one, and it's an early aggressive card that can just win the game. It can win the blade. This format, my understanding is that it's pretty fast. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. And right as I do that, Duke13 says, get the Watcher. Fucking come on, man. Historically, I would be so delighted about an instant speed removal spell. But it's 5 mana, and I'm starting to learn that 5 mana is actually quite a shitload. So we have some of the early beats. We have Basri's Acolyte, which I like a lot as a card. Garrick's Uprising, I'm not going to be in green at all. I mean, it's really a question between this and the white one. I'm seeing a lot of good white-blue coming to me. I'm happy with a Frantic Inventory. Basri's Acolyte, I think, is actually quite solid. This is the sort of card that I think I would misevaluate initially. I'd go, oh, it seems fine. I think it's actually much better than I think. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. Gale Swooper is perfect for what we're doing. We also see more of pretty solid black. Archfiend's Vessel will synergize well with the Stitcher. I've been passing a lot of good black, but coming to me, I see a very nice 4-mana white card. And right away, this is what I feel like is a good enabler for an aggressiver or a more aggressive deck. You play the 2 and 3 mana things, and then on turn 4 you play a Gale Swooper to make one of those flying, crack in the face. I really like this card. Other cards that are interesting to me is the Truffle Snout and the Colossal Dreadmaw. I both think are fine green picks. Chandra's Magma I actually think is an incredibly strong card. This is maybe the one that I would want to pick were I not in these colors. We have the Valorous Steed. I'm pretty happy with what's happening for us with respect to white. I'm pretty happy. I like this Valorous Steed a lot. It's just big value. But again, I'm going to be a little concerned about 2 and 3 mana stuffs. Warded Battlements is a card I used to poop upon that I poop upon no longer. That is a late as hell Liliana's Devotee. That is just so unbelievably late. Liliana's Devotee is a very strong card. I've been receiving a lot of good black. I've been passing a lot of good black. There's also this Secure the Scene. I'm starting to think, hey, maybe my blue is... This is a mistake I made this game. I think my eyes have been looking more towards the white cards because they're the better ones, but I should have been looking at a secondary color. Do I think Liliana's Devotee is good enough? I think I'm going to take this. I think Secure the Scene I actually quite like, though. I think it's actually sufficiently good. Zoinks. Do I want a second one of these? This is an example of what I think. This card is It's very It's very Spiked Megalodon is also fine, but it takes a long time to get to. This is a late this guy. Yeah, I think I should have taken Liliana's Devotee. I think I should have taken. I think that was the pick. And abandoning this. The Griffinary wheels. Interesting. I think I'm going to take this, but I'm not 100% sure I'm even going to play it. What the fuck? Wow. Black was not picked. Archfiend's Vessel is... Jesus. Okay. You know, I think I was correct in that a lot of good white is coming to us, right? I said that pretty early, but I needed to be more cognizant of what was happening at second color, and I think the second color choice was black. I think the second color choice was black. I mean, we did get a Watcher of the Spheres, but we're not even necessarily blue. We haven't seen a lot of blue. Yeah, and I think that's what I really needed to look for is black open. I think that there have been pretty fair and reasonable critiques. Pretty fair and reasonable critiques that people have made to the weaknesses of black as a color in the format. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't draft that color. You know what I mean? Pack Leader is perfect. Pack Leader is exactly the kind of card that we want. Other cards that are reasonable here. Reign of Revelation is quite a nice card. Draw 3 and discard. Often you're just discarding a Lando. Other good cards, Roaming Ghostlight, I've been very impressed with. I really like the 3 damage in the air and the delay of a turn feels excellent. Feat of Resistance is okay. It's like a combat trick that lingers. No good black in this, and things are going to be coming from this direction. I passed a lot of good black to the left, so I expect less black coming to me, but let's be cognizant of what is going to be coming. We see Hooded Blightfang, huh? We have Light of Promise, which is another sort of healing payoff, but we don't actually have terrifically much healing. I think that the Hooded Blightfang is probably it. I mean, a 1/4 Death Toucher that heals. Wow! Why did it just go forward? Ah! Light of Promise I don't like unless you have a shitload of healing, because it's very easy to get 2 for 1 with it. We have some good choices here. I think it's going to be the Swift Response. I think I need some early removal type things. It hurts to pass a Grasp of Darkness. It also hurts to pass a second Reign of Revelation. But part of me thinks it's actually correct to pick the Grasp. I feel like I am probably going to go for the black pieces in this game over the blue. So I think I'm going to pick this one up over the Swift Response. This is good at getting past a blocker. And I have some good low drop ones. Basri's Solidarity, Gale Swooper. Gale Swooper or Basri's Solidarity. These are some nice choices here. What do we think is good? Nah, not going to go for anything red. Frost Breath is pretty mediocre right here. We're still not sure of our second color, but we're probably black. We're probably black. The question is, if I pick Basri's Solidarity, will this Gale Swooper come by? Part of me, I actually think I'm going to pick up the Gale Swooper. I think this is a very, very, very solid 4-drop card. And I don't actually have a lot of 4-drops. Yeah, we're black. And I actually think the Basri's Solidarity is going to wheel. So here's the good news. I think that the finishing blow is going to come back to us. We have a lot of flying, flapping lifelinkers. Surprise, have you ever gotten to Mythic and MTGA? Not in Limited, but in Constructed plenty of times. Daybreak Charger, I like, but Indulging Patrician is just an excellent flap and flyer. Yeah, white is just not getting picked. I might actually pick up the Chorister, however you describe this. Because if we look, let me just move some of these non-creature spells over. Like Griffinary, I'm not even sure I'm going to be running. I think that I want to have more cheap things. Makeshift Battalion I actually quite like, but the Anointed Chorister I think is pretty up our alley. Do I want 2 Anointed Choristers? The Celestial Enforcer does work well with our 4 flyers, 5 flyers. I think I'm going to pick this up because I think, again, this is a little bit of research on my part. Nice. This is a bit of research on my part. I think that I undervalue this card. Let's go ahead and Skeleton Archer. Rambunctious Mutt is a nice card, but I already have Secure the Scenes and Valorous Steeds in the 5-drops. I want to make sure that I can curve in nicely. All right. Good call from us with Makeshift Battalion. We've been seeing several of those not make its way in. We literally have a Blood Glutton. I don't know if we want the Blood Glutton. I think I do want the Blood Glutton because we have 2 Indulging Patricians. Dude, did I not call this? We have a finishing blow probably coming around. I don't think we're running awarded battlements. Man, my calls, my pack 2 analysis, I think, was much, much better than our pack 1, where we sort of neglected to even consider the black pieces. We only really have 2 cards to consider, or 3 cards to consider here: Celestial Enforcer, Blood Glutton, and Deathbloom Thallid. No one's going to pick the Blood Glutton. I think that neither of these is going to get picked. Would I rather have a Celestial Enforcer or a Deathbloom Thallid? I'd rather have the Enforcer. We have a lot of flying friends. Here's a finishing blow that is invariably going to return. Sanguine Indulgence might actually be... Yeah, this might actually wheel. We actually have a lot of things that might actually wheel. I think I take this guy, right? I think I'm just taking a lot of flyers. And that we are Orzhov winning the skies, right? Pick nothing, let them all wheel. Yeah, get the planes and be like, let me show you how good my wheel calls are. I would not object to a Sanguine Indulgence. I think that we have enough heals that we will be able to get this off for 1. Liliana's Standard Bearer. Flash 3/1 when it enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. I like this card. The way to think of this card is sometimes you pay 3 mana to flash in something and kill a thing. And so it's a 3 mana removal spell. Other times, one of your creatures dies on a swing, and you play Liliana's Standard Bearer, and you get to redraw to replace it. And that feels good too. There's a lot of red in this pack. That's not a strategic analysis. I am just going, I count 6 red. This is a capable counting. Now here is an interesting situation. Do I want I think I want Angelic Ascension, huh? I think so. Get this one the hell out of here. Revitalize feels so weird. We just have the Indulging Patricians. What does this even do for us? What does this even do? You know, like, I don't actually think that this Revitalize does anything for us other than the 3... Holy shit, I'm out of time. Oh my god, fuck. Alright, whatever. Why am I highlight... Whatever, man. Let's get a second Griffinary. We picked the right one. Alright, so let's get a Deathbloom Thallid. We're sort of like flying and life gaining. I think it's the Mutt. I think it's the mutt. The mutt. We have a lot of 5-drop things. We actually have a lot of playables right now. I need to do some substantial trimming. I'm actually going to change course at the last second, get Allegiance Judgment. Do I want another Gale Swooper? I think I do. Selfless Savior's a nice one, but I think this is the pick. So we kind of have two different things going on, but the rest of our picks are sort of locked in place. Here's the Finishing Blow, the wheels. We have some choices to be made. Oh, the Griffinary didn't wheel. I'm almost glad to see it. That's actually, I'm really happy about that last pick, Corpse. Okay, let's... I don't think I need this. Something like this. We're a little heavy here, huh? How many flyers do we have? Like, Jesus, a lot. We have a lot of flyers, man. Do I want the 2 Concordia Pegasuses? I think so. Does this enter the battlefield tapped? I mean, looks good to me. You know what I mean? Looks good to me. This looks good to me. I'm actually much happier with this. Because I think that here's the... So, I mean, like, just look at the story of our deck. Like, first of all, we have a lot of creatures. Maybe we have one creature too many, and we could say, hey, we should cut one of these and be careful. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I actually think that with Liliana's Standard Bearer functioning as a removal card draw potential, and Silver Smoke Ghoul operating as potential card draw, this is, I think, a more accurate depiction of our curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually have a lot of land. We have 9, 8. I think 9, 8 is right. It's going to be a little bit tricky to cast Grasp of Darkness on turn 2, but... So... Here's what I think a mistake could be, is to put in the Griffonaries and the Revitalizes and Blood Gluttons and shit like this. Because I am trying to proc a lot of life gain stuff, right? But keep in mind, I have one card that gives value, right? This is going to be for every life we gain, we get some stuff. This doesn't do anything in the moment. Often I'll just cast this and gain 3 and draw a card. And maybe we can get some extra damage dealt? Nah, I don't know. Like, these all have a lot of dependencies. There's a lot of dependencies. Watch when I cut a lot of this stuff. We have life gain from the Anointed Chorister as a very good way to get to 3. We have Basri's Acolyte with lifelink on some things like our Concordia Pegasus. And then it itself is a 2/3 life linker. You know, like these very small, very slight ways of getting advantages. I think it's quite nice. Do I want an Infernal Scarring the Indulging Patrician? That's a potential option, but frankly, I think that the 1/4 flying lifelinker is really good. We also get life gain from this. So it's like Hooded Blightfang life gain, Indulging Patrician life gain, Chorister life gain, Basri's Acolyte life gain. There's a lot of small ways in which we're able to accumulate 1 to 3 life gain. Or if I don't draw anything, I can always pump my Chorister, right? It can deal damage straight up. So I think that this is turning out quite nicely. I think that the 3 Gale Swoopers are also absolute plasma. What do we even think about Infernal Scarring, huh? Starting to see that there's like a lot of weak flyers that with a So here's how I'm going to do the analysis of the Griffonary. Let's do a Griffonary analysis. Let's keep this in the back of our minds here today, because Russian Ally is talking about, you know, maybe adding an area as an endgame bet. What would we cut in place of the Griffonary? This is how I do analysis. I really like this. And Entropy is also talking about, I dropped the Makeshift Battalion for an Infernal Scarring. It is true, we only have 20. Actually, do we have any instant speed? No, I actually think we're fine. I'm just going to do this. Let's imagine we cut the Walking Corpse for the Griffonary, and then let's imagine in the game if we cut the Makeshift Battalion for the Infernal Scarring. How many lands do we have? We have 17. It's a bug. It's a display bug. Revidescent says, is absolute plasma an actual thing people say? Or is that a Seanism? It's something I said to be stupid, and for some reason I keep saying it, and now it's become a typical part of my vernacular. And the reason I say it is that people describe their hands as gas. Gas being, I have a really good hand. And so I took it upon myself to say, well, if a good hand is gas, then a great hand is plasma. And then I started playing Defect and Slay the Spire, and one of the orbs for that creature is no, let's get the beats in, huh? One of the orbs for the Defect is plasma. So I just started saying absolute plasma. Mistral Singer. Mistral Singer. Mistral, 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 Mistral Singer. Girthy Porus says, if you had one tip for a new Slay the Spire players, what would it be? It would be, consider Not taking the cards, man. Don't take cards. Just, like, skip a lot of them. Hit me. Great. Out of eat. So I'll let this be a really solid example of me saying, yeah, I am just going to put in slight life gain. I'm one land away from the Chorister being able to pump itself and bring back my ghoul. I think this is right. I want to trade away because I have better longer-term value. I'm actually scared. I want my opponent tapped out. See, I want my opponent tapped out because I want to swing with this and I want to pump it. That's what these are my wishes. Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have pumped it. I knew I shouldn't have. And I didn't, because I'm the best. Good turn. Good turn. Good thoughts, good analyses. Alright, great. So again, we were proposing Walking Corpse for a Griffinary. We were proposing a makeshift battalion for a... I mean, this sucks a little bit, but it's not the worst. We were proposing in place of the makeshift battalion, maybe an Infernal Scarring. So in this particular case, we wouldn't have ever drawn him. Alright, we kind of have a bland life coming up. I don't think this really affects us terrifically much. I mean, I would have liked these two cards, but you know, what can you do? Whoosh, whoosh. There's our makeshift battalion. Whoosh, whoosh. Some good cards in there. Fucking Baneslayer Angel. Well, I can't beat that. Well, I actually can. I actually can. doing it. We're getting milled out here. What card is going to help us here? I think we lose. You know, here's a change I actually think would be actually helpful for me. I think this change will be actually helpful. I've been thinking about that makeshift battalion comment. I think if we... Whoops, don't go to decks. Go home. We were going to get milled out in a few turns. I think that if I maybe cut this makeshift battalion and actually put in a secure the scene, I think that this is where we're at. I think that, like, we kind of build stuff for the first few turns, and then we have 3 5-mana kill a thing, kill a thing, kill a thing. Is this mill ever worth it in draft? It's... We go first, though, huh? Yeah. Generally, no. Generally, no. Mill is pretty consistently weak. Pretty consistently weak. However, if there are ways to actually build around Mill... Our opponent, it's unclear how much our opponent was built around Mill. I frankly think that our opponent would have been better off without Teferi's tutelage, because that actually gave us an opportunity to win. The Glorious Anthem, eh? Kinetic longer. We're just getting guaranteed damage in the air, you know. This is just prevent all combat damage, right? Yeah. Looks good. Spellgorger Liad. I think that we are eventually winning, and if a Hooded Blyfang gets taken out, I think I'm actually okay with that, I think. Ooh, I should have thought about Sure Strike. Well, what can you do? What can you do? The game is going to be pretty straightforward. Darth Diroxium says, Blyfang seems kind of bad in M21 drafts because it doesn't seem like there are that many Death Touchers. I'm actually going to state that this card is fantastic in draft. Ignore... Let's imagine this said, whenever a creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Imagine if instead this read... Imagine if this just read, whenever Hooded Blyfang attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is a 1/4 Death Toucher for 3 that can heal a little bit. That's quite good. Uh-oh, we're getting a little bit close to the deaths. How do we do this one? So if I do these two... Oh, shit, it didn't give me a confirmed dialogue. What can you do? I think this is okay. My opponent needs a second spell to win. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wait, shit. No, because that got damage there. Fuck. Well, it was close. Farts. Farts and craps. Maybe I was just too focused on the... Fuck. Maybe I was just too focused on trying to outrace when I should have been more... slow. Oh well. I still think that drafting's okay. I don't know. Maybe I don't get drafts. Maybe I don't get them. Fuck. Yeah, maybe I was trying too hard to just end the game. I mean, that was the calculus that I was doing. Last two games, Mutt would have helped. That's not true because we never drew 5 mana, so we would have never been able to cast the Mutt in the first place. And in the other one, we were still up against a Baneslayer Angel. We would have been able to eliminate a single 1/1. Perfect. Adium of Ruin gifting 5 to us today. Adium of Ruin, how are you doing? I think I'm just going to swing with this. We'll see what happens. See what happens. Perfect. And I'm going to focus on the go wide plan here. So I can Basri's Acolyte this one and this one. That's going to be quite a bit better. Oh, please. Oh, damn. Oh my god, our deck is doing stuff. Attack, 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 attack. Get in there. Get in there. I think I needed to play around Sure Strike in the last game. This one's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I mean, you can trade this, and that's not a big deal. We're getting in for like 1 billion damage. And then if we draw a flyer, like specifically a Concordia Pegasus, we can play and tap a thing. Alright, rookie mistake. That's a beating. So we win? Close to? Close to winning? Damn. Sure know how to call them. So the only play our opponent can do is block here. Choose not to block. I won again! Guys, I am the greatest drafter of all time. No one drafts as well as we do here. Owned. Totally ownedly. Never did I doubt your resolve. Thanks, average game guy. And thanks, Ghost Stalker. I'm gonna still send this one back. That, I mean, this looks better. Send a finishing blow to the bottom. Alright, prevent this damage. Alright, perfect, we're doing it. Okay. Free damage, huh? Free damage. Well, that's bad. So we have the ghoul. Now, do I focus on trading? I'm trying to think of what my actual game plan is. Part of me thinks I just do this. And don't sack it. Because I think that getting the damage off the board is important, no? That's a good one. I like Valorous Steed. I like 5-mana things. I actually think I need to go to 16 lands, because I think that I just need to make sure that I'm pretty consistent with my... nerds. Alright. We got a knight left over? You got it. I mean, we gotta start pinging in for some damage. We're at 10. Vigilance helps. Well, we can do this sort of thing. Still die in some number of turns. Yeah, I think maybe we have too much land. Oh, shit. Yeah, Eric, I think you're right. Eric says hard thing about 16 land is that you have 2 Choristers as well as a bunch of 3-drops. Am I just one? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm just like, and I have a finishing blow at the bottom, huh? Alright, well, whatever. Man. RNG does not like me today. Ah.